Buenas noches. Good evening. Thank you for being with us here tonight, okay? When I accepted the honor of serving as your national president just 1 year ago, I knew we were entering a period unlike anything we had faced in decades. Perhaps not since before the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Tonight, we are living in a time when unprecedented attacks are being unleashed on our community, when our very rights as Americans are under siege. And yet, in the face of danger, threats, and intimidation, LULAC has stood firm because that is who we are and what we do. This past year has tested us, and it has also proven us. When we received that middle of the night call about what was happening at the federal building in downtown Los Angeles, immigrants lured to hearings only to be entrapped by ICE and Homeland Security agents, held for days in a basement without food or adequate water, we acted. By 1 a.m., we were mobilizing, alerting media from coast to coast. Within hours, the truth was in the headlines, the streets filled with people demanding justice, and the nation saw what happens when power is abused. That's LULAC, present, vigilant, and unafraid. When President Trump signed an executive order to challenge birthright citizenship, an American right recognized for more than 150 years, LULAC became the first to file a federal lawsuit. And when voter suppression reared its head in Texas, Florida, and Arizona, we stood shoulder to shoulder with those targeted, defending volunteers and organizers wrongfully branded as criminals simply for helping citizens register to vote. We have been in the heartland, Nebraska, Iowa, protecting the essential workers who feed this nation. We have responded to hurricanes in Florida and the Carolinas, bringing relief and voice for communities too often forgotten. We have defended our veterans, men and women who wore our nation's uniform, now being deported after serving honorably. And when we have demanded justice and protection for Latina service members whose lives have been taken by those who served alongside them, we have also turned our eyes to the future, welcoming a new generation of LULAC leaders, young leaders whose vision, courage, and energy are shaping the organization today, not tomorrow. We've pledged to mentor them, to share leadership, and to walk beside them as they carry forward this fight for LULAC. And in this first year, we made it clear that LULAC stands with women in defending the right to make their own health care decisions. We have stood with the LGBTQ community in affirming their place in our family and with every person who believes in equality, justice, and dignity for all. My friends, this year has not been easy, but every challenge has reaffirmed why LULAC exists. We are 96 years strong, and as we march towards our centennial, we do so with knowledge that the next 100 years will be written by what we choose to do today, right now. So tonight, as we honor the achievements of our members and friends, let us also renew our commitment to this fight. Let us leave here determined to protect the rights of every American, to speak truth to power, no matter the cost, and to build a nation where no one is invisible, no one is voiceless, and no one is left behind. LULAC was born for moments like this. We are the oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization in the United States, and we will not back down. We will not be silenced. We will not stop until justice is won. So I want to thank you all. God bless all of you, and adelante con LULAC. It is my honor to introduce a friend that I met a few weeks ago when we happened to come to Los Angeles when the raids were going on, and we had an opportunity to meet with this great person who leads the city of Los Angeles, and I call her my good friend. We told her that we were going to stand with her, and that is Mayor Karen Bass from Los Angeles. Karen, come on up.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very Thank you. Thank you so much. It is an honor for me to be here with you today and to stand in solidarity with what has been going on in our city over these last couple of months. But let me just congratulate LULAC for the decades and decades of history of fighting on behalf of the Latino population in the United States. And I stand here today in solidarity with the work that you do. And let me just say that I am proud of my city of Los Angeles, because in spite of an effort to try to divide us, we stood strong, and everybody in LA understood that what was happening to one population that was targeted, that was hunted, that was terrorized, impacted every single person. But I want you to say that the other reason why I'm proud of our city is because this is not the first time. We have a history in this city of standing in solidarity with each other's struggles. For me, it goes back several decades. I remember the last time comprehensive immigration reform actually was signed by a president in the 1980s, the Simpson-Mazzoli bill. And at that time, we had citywide protests, and black folks from South LA and Latino folks from East LA and from Central LA all stood together because we understood that the plight and the struggles of immigrants applied to every single one of us, and that we were not going to allow people to break us apart. And we haven't allowed this administration to break us apart either. And I'm so proud of the immigration rights infrastructure we have in the city, and leaders like Angelica Salas, who I know will be up and will speak in a few minutes, because Angelica has been at this for decades and we have known each other for many, many years. But the idea that an administration would seize power from a state government and federalize the National Guard and come to Los Angeles and literally hunt down Latinos was something that we were not going to stand for in our city. We're not going to stand for it in the past. We're not going to stand for it in the future. So we had a victory. We had a victory. We have a temporary restraining order. But what we have seen over the last few days reinforces the lawlessness of this administration to say, in spite of a temporary restraining order, we're still going to continue hunting people in the way that we have in the past. We know the administration has sent it to the Supreme Court, and we'll see, but the Supreme Court can come up with a decision that can still allow the temporary restraining order to become what I hope it does in September, which is permanent. A permanent order that says you cannot hunt a population based on its race, based on language that you may or may not hear, based on the type of work that they do, or where they are, or where you think they came from. That is unacceptable. It is un-American, and we will stand together, and we will never allow anyone to divide us. So thank you so much, LULAC, for inviting me here today, and know that I will always stand in solidarity, because this is still America. This is still a democracy, and we're not going to let anybody take it from us. Thank you very much.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
us here for our color guard. Thank you. My name is Hilda Duarte. I'm your national chaplain. Today we have the privilege of inviting my friend Emma, who's also a chaplain, to do the prayer for us today. Thank you.
Let us all bow our heads. Clear your hearts and your minds with all sincerity. Dear Heavenly, powerful, and almighty and merciful Creator, you taught us that love is a soft word in our Latino culture, but in the kingdom, it's a war cry. And so we fight on, Lord. We serve and encourage, and we work, and we pray, and we change diapers, and we change the world. Because we are LULAC, God's sons and God's daughters. And this is what we do, because this is who we are, Lord. We are a fierce-hearted force. We cannot be defeated. Lord, you know how hard it may become to live and love in these new dark times, because you've been there too. Thank you, Lord, for your compassion towards us and your promise to bring us through whatever we may face. Through you, we have strength, grace, and victory. I pray you fill all of us with the Holy Spirit and empower each and every one of us to keep fighting for equality and justice, because that's LULAC's way. And lastly, I pray that each of you, my LULAC sisters and brothers, knows that you are protected. You are the head, not the tail. You do not have to fight these battles alone. We do not have to have all the answers, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made by you, Lord. We are the apple of your eye. We are more valuable than rubies, have a powerful voice. We have the ability to slay giants, because God loves us deeply. God has amazing plans ahead for all of us. And Lord, we promise, LULAC promises, when the evil giants and dictators poison our people's hope, Lord, that LULAC will be the medicine. We will be your antidote. And in Jesus' name, we all say, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me, but please continue to stand. God, country. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All means all. Thank you.
What's up, LULAC? How we feeling today? Y'all look good. We look good. We cleaned up. We look like we're at a quinceañera with a dress code. Look at us. Listen, we have had, look, I don't know why I'm up here. We just started off with the mayor of Los Angeles. One more time, Karen Bass, mayor of Los Angeles. In her first year, she has brought homelessness down, crime rate, she's fixing potholes. I can't even fix my credit, and she's out there doing it all in her first year. That's crazy. Now, I do have a quick announcement to make. The convention center wanted me to make this up top because this is a Latino event, and please, I can't stress this enough, please wait till the end of the event to steal the centerpieces. I see a lot of you already eyeing them up like, man, this is going to look nice in my kitchen. So please wait till the very end. Welcome to the 2025 LULAC National Convention Presidential Awards Banquet. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I am so honored to be the MC for this evening. We have come to another conclusion of a great convention here in Long Beach, California. As we gather tonight, we stand more committed and united in our quest for the advancement and betterment of our communities across the great nation, and congratulations on 86 years of civil rights and community leadership. 86 years. That's 96. That's a typo. Somebody messed up in the back. 96 years. Almost, y'all have been around longer than the plastic on my grandmother's couch. You guys are amazing. So this evening, we honor the best of the best in leadership and community advocacy that exemplifies what LULAC is all about. Now, I truly mean it when I say I'm honored to be here. You guys have been killing it for almost 100 years. Like, I'm gonna play safe. I'm not gonna say what year. Almost 100 years, advocating, empowering, uplifting, and proving that Latinos, we don't just deserve a seat at the table. We built the table. We built the table, we brought it in, we built the chairs, we're sitting, this is our table, so I appreciate LULAC for doing that for us. One more time for LULAC, let's hear it. So without further ado, are you guys ready to start this celebration? No, you guys gotta make me believe. We got a room full of Latinos. You guys ready to start this celebration? This person I'm bringing up to the stage, he is the co-founder of Plus 3. Plus 3 is responsible for raising more than $500 million and delivering over 1 billion emails for its nonprofit clients. I don't know who I got to talk to. Please hire my mother. She sends me nonstop text messages every day. Mijo, why don't I have a granddaughter? She would be amazing at this job. He is also, you might know him as the LULAC CEO. Big round of applause for Juan Proaño, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, let's give a round of applause for Long Beach. They've been an absolutely incredible host to LULAC. I also want to thank each of you for coming from across the country, for making the trip, and for standing in solidarity with us, and for having the patience to wait through that line to find your seat. Thank you. Now, this is a night of celebration. This is a night when we recognize some of the best of our community. But we come to Long Beach with a heavy heart, a real heavy heart. What we have seen in the last few months and the attacks against our Latino community would shake your trust in this country to the core. The raids that we've seen in Los Angeles, the raids we've seen across the country, the attacks on our community from a legislative perspective, from a policy perspective, and over 100 executive orders limiting the civil rights of Latinos around the country. Now, the sad part about it is that LULAC has been fighting these fights since the 1930s. The 1940s and the 1950s, when there were signs that hung and said, "No Mexicans allowed." And here we are, 96 years later, fighting the same fights. But let me say this, LULAC is as committed to the fight as it has been from its inception, and we are working to define what the next century is going to be for this organization. And let me tell you about some of those milestones. In the last year and a half, we've grown our membership 3 times over to over 500,000 members. In 40 states, in 207 cities around the country, and we're committed to get a council in all 50 states by the end of this year. Now, this is hard work, difficult work, because we have to redefine what this organization looks like moving forward. And this year, I'm especially grateful for the incredible support that we've had from our young leaders. Today, we welcomed 42 young leaders from Oxnard, children of migrant workers who are up at 6 in the morning, traveling to be here with us. We welcomed 2 buses that came in from Dallas, Texas, our LNESC students. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. And I'll tell you, the trip wasn't easy because they literally were stopped in every single state that they crossed, asking for information about the bus drivers and their English equivalency in this country. And they're going to have the same trip back, and we're going to be following you and tracking you every step of the way. Thank you for making the trip. And we also welcomed over 100 LULAC Academy students here on scholarships. These students could be anywhere at the end of the summer, and yet they decided to be here with us today. And so let's give them a round of applause. This work is not easy, and this work would not be possible without the leadership of LULAC. So I want to thank our national president and chairman, Roman Palomares. I want to thank the LULAC National Board for their commitment and hard work fighting for the civil rights of our Latino communities. And I also want to thank our sponsors who have shown up. These are not fair weather friends. They have been with us for years and years and years, and we are grateful. So thank you to the Coca-Cola Company, who's our diamond sponsor this evening. Thank you to Verizon, Airbnb, NADA, McDonald's, and PepsiCo. And thank you to each of you for your commitment to this organization. We have some incredible speakers coming up. I am humbled to be in their company, and I'm excited for you to get to know them and hear them, because our work can only be done in partnership and unity with national leaders, national organizations, and local organizations like CHIRLA. And so thank you, Angelica, for being with us here tonight. Enjoy your rest of the evening and dinner.
One more time. Juan, Proaño, everybody, let him hear it. We are going to continue with the LULAC leadership from CEO to President and Chairman. Please welcome LULAC National President and Chairman, Roman Palomares, everybody. No. What? So, all right, I was kidding. He's not. He already spoke. I apologize for that. They did not give me the new script. That's what happened there. Come on, LULAC, let's get some printers. 96 years. Come on, you couldn't get a printer to give me an updated script? All right, here we go. Now let's welcome, forget all that happened, all right? New energy, here we go. Now let's welcome the president of the Friends of the American Latino Museum, Estuardo Rodriguez, everybody.
Buenas noches, buenas noches. Familia, mucho gusto, un placer estar con ustedes. I'm going to steal 2 minutes. They gave me 2 minutes. I want to also be clear. I am President and CEO of the Friends of the American Latino Museum. It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be with you tonight because of the history that LULAC has. The history that LULAC has that one day should be in a future Smithsonian American Latino Museum on our National Mall, to join the rest of the history that is told throughout the amazing institution of the Smithsonian, from the Washington Monument to the Capitol building. That is where 24 million people go every year from around the country and the world. I came today from the airport in an Uber with a driver who said to me he got his citizenship this week. He got his citizenship this week, and he wanted to know if I would be willing to take a test based off of the test that he had to take. And I said, sure. So he said, 2 questions for you. Who is the father of America? And I said, because I work in government affairs, I was like, well, that's an interesting question. Because we could just say George Washington. But we could also say, we could thank Thomas Jefferson for building the diplomatic ties that allowed other countries to recognize America as the United States of America. We could also say Alexander Hamilton because of the infrastructure and the government that he helped create. We could look at a number of people as the father, if not mother, of America. What was interesting to me about the pop quiz he gave me in my drive was that he only went back to the independence of our nation. Whereas I would have said the founding of our nation goes back 500 years. 500 years, and thanks to the Spanish, the Mexican, the indigenous, the Afro-Latinos, the Caribbean, the people that came together to build the infrastructure of our nation. Where we built the United States, there were already institutions, governments, universities, churches. I don't know about what your high school was like, but I know that when I went to high school, they taught me the Pilgrims came and they settled the rest of the country as they moved west. There wasn't the detail, the reality that there was already infrastructure there. And we are about to near next year, America 250th anniversary. That's an amazing opportunity for us to do two things. One, highlight the role that Latinos have had in the nation for more than 250 years. And number two, to highlight the fact that Spanish is not a foreign language. Spanish is an American language because it was spoken here before English was spoken here. It evolved, it evolved organically thanks to the contributions of everyone that was here, to the point that Spanish spoken today is completely different than the Spanish spoken by those colonizers that came to the United States. And that is a fact. The last thing I will leave you with, besides homework. In Washington, D.C., there's a small exhibit that highlights the work of Guatemaltecos, Hondureños, Salvadoreños, who worked as indentured servants to the Spanish to create supply routes for George Washington. The fact that there are stories of Central Americans helping George Washington that are not told in our classrooms today is an embarrassment. Because without those stories, we continue to feel like we are visitors, that we just got here. When the reality is that our ancestors bled, sweat, gave, and built the blocks that we stand on today. I have passed my 2 minutes. I'll leave you with this, AmericanLatinoMuseum.org. I need your help. We have an amazing bipartisan coalition on Capitol Hill, Republicans and Democrats actually working together to support the telling of American history. I don't lean into Latino history, I say American history, because that's what it is, and that's what we have to share. So I hope you'll help me.
All right, how we doing out there? You guys good? All right, coming to the stage now from Denny's. Big round of applause for Randy Brown.
Hey, good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? So I've got less than 2 minutes. And I don't want to mess up your meal, so I'm going to make sure we talk fast. But I want to, first of all, thank you and reach out to the fact that LULAC, I appreciate the fact of being here at your presidential awards reception. I'm Randy Brown, Senior Manager for Business Supplier Relations for Denny's. And I work on behalf of my boss who couldn't make it, April Kelly Drummond. And I want to say thank you from our CEO, Kelly Valade, and our Denny's family for welcoming us to this incredible celebration of leadership, legacy, and the Latino community. At Denny's, we're known as America's Diner. I'm sure most of you at some point have been to a Denny's. Can you raise your hand if you've been to a Denny's? And raise your hand if you've been to a Denny's after 2 a.m. Well, as we talk about that, our focus is basically to shape a belief that we love to feed people's body, mind, and soul. And part of that is the Latino community. You can't hear me? Okay. So part of that is related to the Latino community has played a vital role in our story. One, today, more than half of our restaurant teams identify as Hispanic. Two, also 10% of our franchisees come from Latino backgrounds. And three, 24% of our diverse suppliers are Hispanic. These are just statistics we talk about, but they're a reflection of the values that guide us every day: family, resilience, hard work, and community. That's why our commitment to the Latino community extends far beyond just our dining rooms, but investing in the future and supporting our students, entrepreneurs, families across the country. One of the most impactful ways we do this is through education. In 2011, we established the Hungry for Education Scholarship Program that invites students to share their ideas on how Denny's can help in building the communities together. Since its launch, we've awarded more than $2.7 million in scholarships to over 575 students nationwide. And this year, we're proud to contribute an additional $161,000 to that number to support the next generation. Of course, this work wouldn't be possible without strong partners like LULAC. And through the meaningful collaboration we have, we address critical issues together in education access, childhood hunger, mental health, and underserved communities that support diverse businesses. With a shared commitment in serving our communities, an example of this was when we recently deployed our mobile relief diner for a disaster in Carrillo, Texas, where we served over 4,000 meals in 3 days. So before I close, I want to offer a heartfelt thank you to LULAC and its team, and appreciate your advocacy and leadership to continue to open doors for millions. We're proud to stand with you and proud to support a future where Latino voices are not only heard, but also empowered, elevated, and celebrated. On behalf of Denny's, I want to thank you, and please enjoy your meal and the rest of the evening. I do want to give you a reminder, though, for all those students in here, if you can raise your hands real quick. You received this card. This card has a QR code for our scholarship. Scholarships open September 9th and close December. Please make sure you register to get a scholarship. And for all those parents that are tired of paying for their kids' tuition, do the same. Also on the backside, you'll see Denny's Rewards. Please register for that because we love to have you in our restaurants. Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to basically support.
All right, so a lot of you are enjoying your dinner now. We're going to take a quick break so you guys can wrap up on dinner, and we'll resume with some amazing entertainment and presentation of awards.
Hi, I'm Senator Alex Padilla, and I'm honored to join LULAC for your 2025 National Convention here in Long Beach, California. It's also a particular honor to join you during your Presidential Awards Banquet as we celebrate the Latino leaders who are making a difference. Because in this moment, we need strong, fearless leaders. I've been privileged to work alongside LULAC for many years, but this year's different. This year, Latino and immigrant communities are being targeted in so many ways and in so many places. On any given day, someone, somewhere in America, could wake up to armed agents on horseback running children out of parks. Masked agents approaching people on street corners, only to take them away in unmarked cars. Each one of us, one moment away from being a, quote, collateral arrest. That may sound extreme, but it's our reality. We've seen a father of 3 United States Marines violently beaten and detained. Workplace raids and U.S. citizens arrested for no other offense than the color of their skin. And tragically, a farm worker who fell to his death during an ICE raid. That's the backdrop of this year's convention. But your convention theme, diverse roots, shared dreams, touches on an important point. We know that Latino communities in America are not a monolith. We come from different backgrounds with different stories. And yet we also know that we can go further together. That when we're all targets, our unity is our strength. Regardless of background, we're united in our belief in the American dream. And together, we refuse to be used as pawns in Donald Trump's political games. Because the truth is, this isn't the first time Latinos have been targeted. We've seen this playbook before. I know I've lived it. I'm the proud son of immigrants from Mexico. For 40 years, my dad worked hard as a short order cook, and my mom worked hard cleaning houses. And I didn't grow up with a dream to run for office. I hadn't planned on getting involved in politics. I earned my mechanical engineering degree from MIT. But when I returned home from college in 1994, I found hateful TV ads and a statewide ballot measure known as Proposition 187 that attacked immigrant communities and families. Then California Governor Pete Wilson was trying to blame California's problems on families like mine. Like so many others, I was outraged, and I marched, and I got involved in campaigns, and just a few years later, I ran for office. Now, together, an entire generation of Latinos in California rose up to fight against that hate and scapegoating. And in the years that followed, Latinos in California grew our political power. And because of it, I'm proud, I'm honored to be the first Latino ever elected to represent California in the United States Senate. And now that I'm here, I'm working hard to pass legislation to protect our communities and to hold this administration accountable. That includes legislation that would require all federal agents to identify themselves when they enter our communities to conduct immigration enforcement operations. And it also includes a bill that would provide a clearer path to legalization and a fair shot at the American dream for the millions of immigrants that have earned it. Because if you've lived here for years, paid taxes for years, contributed to your community for years, and you have no criminal record, then you deserve a fair shot at the American dream. But this moment also has to be about more than just what we do in Washington, D.C. The lesson we learned from Proposition 187 is that if we want to make change in America, we can't wait for someone else to do it. This has to be our wake-up call. In 2025, our nation faces many of the same forces of hate and division that California did in the 1990s. But Latino representation today is stronger than ever. LULAC is stronger than ever. With 96 years of experience, you know how to meet this moment. You all are the voices for our communities, defending Latinos and protecting the American dream. So here's my question for all of you. What will you do today to fight back? Let's meet outrage with organizing. Let's meet mass deportations with mass mobilizations. Let's overcome the distractions with demonstrations and do everything you can so that 30 years from now, Latinos in America can look back to this moment as the reason they got involved. Thank you, LULAC, for all that you do, and thank you for all that you will continue to do to make sure that this is a movement and not just a moment. Thank you.
All right, LULAC, one more time. Give it up for Gabby Moreno, everybody. Let her hear it. And now we will begin with the awards. So please, LULAC, help me welcome back LULAC National President and Chairman, Roman Palomares.
Okay, so we're getting ready to start the presentation of awards. So what I'm going to ask is, I know you're having some great conversations out there, but could I have your, just while we do the awards, okay? Can I have your undivided attention, please? Just for a few minutes, okay? You want to be able to know who these folks are and the great work they've done. So your undivided attention, okay? Shh, okay? Okay, thank you very much. So the awards that we're doing tonight on behalf of LULAC National Office and all our members here, okay? When we do these awards, we look not at categories, but we look at individuals who have actually done something in the community. So while I was meeting with the mayor, I was one of a couple of folks that were out there. But there was an organization that was there, and this lady who heads it up was making just some powerful remarks and saying to the mayor, here's what we're going to do. And of course, we were there too, LULAC and a couple of other folks. But I was extremely impressed, and I talked to Juan Proaño. He said, oh no, she's one of our partners. So anyway, our first award goes to Angelica Salas. She is the executive director of the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, CHIRLA. Woo-hoo. She has transformed the organization into one of the nation's largest and most influential immigrant-led voices for justice. She has championed landmark victories, including in-state tuition for undocumented students, driver's licenses for all, and the growth of a powerful grassroots immigrant movement. An immigrant herself, she leads with both lived experience and unyielding advocacy. Standing at the very forefront of the immigrant rights movement in the United States, please welcome Angelica Salas.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Angelica Salas, and I am the Executive Director of CHIRLA, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. Thank you for this recognition. I accept it on behalf of CHIRLA's incredibly committed staff, its board, and its over 51,000 members who are the heart, the soul, and the vision of our organization. As a Mexican immigrant, I am in such deep gratitude for this recognition from LULAC, our country's oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization. I remember learning about LULAC as a young girl and thinking, that's the organization that exists to protect and uplift me as a Latina and that has fought for the rights of families like mine. So thank you, LULAC. My husband, Myron, and my daughter, Maya, join me tonight. Yes, give him an applause, because boy, I wouldn't do this. My husband, my partner in life and for the struggle for justice, is an immigrant who came to this country seeking refuge to protect his life and escape the ravages of war in El Salvador. I came to this country as an unaccompanied, undocumented child to reunite with my father and with my mother who came to this country for economic opportunity. They too lived in this country as undocumented immigrants. As a child, I lived what so many children are living today. My mother was picked up at a worksite immigration rate and taken from the garment factory where she worked and deported back to Mexico. She eventually came back to the US and she came back to us as a family. The incident started my family's journey to find legal protection, to legalize our immigration status in order to live free in this country. We got the help from a trusted organization, and eventually we were able to gain legal status and become citizens of the United States. My husband organized fellow Central American refugees for temporary protected status, and he too eventually became a green card holder. Our lives changed. My daughter and my son are US citizens by birth. Their lives are better because their parents do not have to fear being snatched, detained, or disappeared. CHIRLA and LULAC are represent 8.9 million Latino undocumented immigrants who live and work in this country. I fight as part of CHIRLA for the civil and human rights of immigrants and for the permanent legal status that so many of our people deserve so that they don't live with fear, that they don't live feeling persecuted, so they do not fear deportation. So no Latino in America is free when millions of our brothers and sisters are living in terror and are being treated as less than human. LULAC was established on February 17, 1929, in response to political disenfranchisement, racial segregation, and discrimination faced by Mexican Americans. LULAC now defends all Latinos, and the initial mission and the reason for being is as important in 2025 as it was in 1929. Since June, Los Angeles and our entire Southern California and Central Valley region have been overtaken by the federal immigration officers, acting like a military force of masked men in military convoys with automatic rifles and other armaments of war. Enforcement actions are happening in garment factories, in Home Depots, in day labor centers, and on the streets where people were vending or simply walking or waiting for a bus. The federal agencies include ICE, CBP, DEA, FBI, the U.S. Marshals. They conduct warrantless raids, illegal enforcement actions in mostly Latino neighborhoods. 5 to 10 enforcement actions occurred daily between June 6th and July 11th for over 50 days, on weekends, on holidays. It did not matter. The terror was only stopped because of our people, because our people sustained community protests, and because our people sued the government. We are a proud plaintiff, and alongside individuals and other civil rights organizations that won the temporary restraining order in federal court. This temporary restraining order was then upheld by the Ninth Circuit Court this past Friday. The Ninth Circuit Court decision affirmed that people living in Southern California would continue to be harmed if the temporary restraining order went away. The court had ample evidence from us of extrajudicial arrests that relied primarily on a person's race, the location in which they lived or worked, the job that they undertook, or whether they spoke Spanish or whether they spoke English with an accent. It also demanded that we no longer be systematically denied access to the detained individuals, many of them missing from their families for days and weeks. The enforcement actions diminished significantly in the first days of the TRO, but now we see raids at Home Depot parking lots. Yesterday, this morning, and they keep going. This administration will undermine the courts, will defy the American public and continue its lawless behavior. They are now asking the Supreme Court to intervene so that they can do whatever they want to our people. But we are hopeful for justice, and we are going to work until justice prevails. Trump and the Department of Homeland Security are undermining the court TRO and want the Supreme Court to get involved. So let's be clear. Let's just be clear. This is an attack on immigrants, yes, but it's also an attack on every single Latino. It's an attack on the rule of law, and it's an attack on the U.S. Constitution. U.S. citizens are also being stopped and detained for speaking up, for being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and who are not believed when they claim their citizenship. So, brothers and sisters, this is a defining moment for the civil rights and inclusion of Latinos in America, and for all of those in America who happen to be non-white. We stand up together. We fight in the streets. We will fight in the courts. We will fight in the halls of Congress. We will fight everywhere until our humanity is respected. remember, we belong here. This is our home. We will be united because we will win for ourselves in the present, but for future generations. And we will always claim our rightful place in America. Thank you so very much for this beautiful award. Se puede. Se puede. Se puede. Claro que sí. Que viva LULAC, que vivan los latinos, que vivan los inmigrantes.
As public education is under attack, we are showing up to fully fund public schools, to ensure every student feels valued, and to protect our communities. Across the country, educators are showing up to protect the schools that 90% of American students attend. And we won't stop working to ensure every student can reach the bright future they deserve. Join the movement to protect public schools at NEA.org/protect.
Okay. Thank you, Angelica. Okay, so our second award is a lady that I met about 2 years ago in Washington, D.C. when I was up there for the Hispanic Congressional Caucus. Betty Pringle. She is the president of the National Education Association. She leads the nation's largest professional employee organization and labor union representing nearly 2.8 million educators. A former middle school science teacher turned union trailblazer, she has been an unwavering advocate for social justice and rights for educators. In her final year as president, she continues to inspire with her call for members to show up with courage in the midst of exhaustion, words that resonate as a challenge and a promise for the future of America. Accepting on her behalf is NEA Senior Advisor, Hispanic Outreach and Engagement, Laura Castillo.
Buenas noches, LULAC. Oye, I am Laura Castillo, Senior Advisor for Hispanic Outreach and Engagement at the National Education Association, our nation's largest labor union with 3 million members, nearly 3 million members. Woo! Unfortunately, our incredible NEA president, Becky Pringle, could not be with us tonight, but I am honored to accept this award on her behalf at this historic 96th LULAC National Convention right here in beautiful Long Beach, California. I was thinking New York, I was just in Boston. All right. First off, gracias. Gracias to President Roman Palomares, CEO Juan Proaño, the LULAC Board of Directors, and the entire LULAC team. Your leadership is fierce, your vision is clear, and your courage lights the path forward for all of us. I also want to lift up the incredible service staff and labor force here at the Convention Center, represented by our union siblings at Unite Here. Thank you for your service and solidarity. And I want to congratulate all of the other honorees tonight. You're all an inspiration for everyone. The theme of this year's conference resonates. We are united by diverse roots, but we are bound by shared dreams. Dreams of classrooms where every child is seen, respected, and safe. Dreams of schools where truth is taught and culture is celebrated. Dreams of a nation where no child is criminalized for their accent, their name, their status, or the color of their skin. But those dreams are under attack. Our organization is under attack. Even individuals are under attack. Our leadership is under attack as well, which is why our dear Presidente, Becky, is not here. Right now in America, books are being banned, educators are being silenced, Histories are being erased. Immigrants are vilified, deported, and abducted. Latino U.S. citizens are illegally detained. Families are torn apart. Students are punished for speaking Spanish, for being undocumented, or simply for being. As our NEA Secretary-Treasurer Noel Candelaria said earlier today, when undemocratic regimes rise, they go after educators and unions first. And when you're the largest union of educators in the nation, you are ground zero for their vicious attacks. Let me be clear, we are not standing by, we are not backing down, we show up. Yes. When politicians attack our public schools, they are attacking the beating heart of our democracy. They are attacking the very places that welcome our children, nurture our dreams, and build the future of this nation. That's not just unconstitutional, it's inhumane. At NEA, we are fighting back against attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion, suing over unconstitutional education cuts, along with many other legal battles, organizing red and blue states alike to keep politics out of our classroom, demanding a permanent path to citizenship for 11 million aspiring Americans who already call this country home. And we're doing it with you, with LULAC, with our communities, and with our allies, fighting forward. Because LULAC and NEA are not just partners, we are familia. Our organizations actually combined have been presente for nearly 300 years even. And together, we are fighting for the soul of public education, fighting for justice in immigration and classrooms in every corner of this country, fighting to protect our children, fighting to teach the truth, fighting to defend the very foundation of our democracy. Because our roots are many, but our dream is one. A dream of dignity, a dream of freedom, a dream that belongs to all of us. All of us. So tonight I'm asking you, don't just leave inspired, leave engaged. Go to nea.org/protect and join us. Sign the pledge, take action, stand with educators, students, and families. Because every voice has power, and yours can tip the balance towards justice. Let's rise, let's unite, and let's fight forward. Sí se puede, sí podemos, porque, say it with me, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. Gracias, LULAC. Adelante y para siempre.
How we doing, LULAC? Everybody having a good time? All right, this is a beautiful event, seeing all these Latinos here, all the Latin I love it, because right now it's crazy out there. It's crazy. Am I lying? I don't know about y'all, but now when people come up to me like, where you from? I put it on them. I'm like, where do you think I'm from? Like, I'm nervous to tell people. I'm like, what do you think? I try to change my face, look less Latino. Like, where do you think I'm from? Armenian? Okay, I'll take it. Like, in case you're wondering, I'm half Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans in the house? All right. Half Guatemalan. Guatemaltecos? 2 of us. All right, cool. Gabby left, so I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing comedy 20 years. I travel the country, and every time I do shows, Puerto Ricans, they're everywhere. Boricua! Yup, see? I go and do shows in Guatemala, they're like, we know here. Like, I was thinking it was just me, Oscar Isaac, and Gabby Moreno that was left. Like, I was like, we're gonna have to repopulate the whole country. I will say this, and it's gonna sound weird, but for the longest time, I was embarrassed to tell people I was Guatemalan. Before you judge, let me tell you the story. So I grew up in New York. I didn't grow up in the city, I grew up in the suburbs, predominantly white town. I went to a predominantly white school, 2nd grade. Teacher comes up with a great idea. She goes, hey class, next week, let's do Culture Week, which should have just been called, Erik, tell us where you're from. It would have saved the whole week. So she took the class, she broke us up alphabetically, A through Z through the week, Monday through Friday. My last name is R. Rivera. I was going Friday. You had to do a presentation of where you're from and bring in food from your country. Now, I will say this, and I know there's a couple white people here. White people, your kids had it easy because they could just go buy the food. So every day I got to see them like, oh, I'm Italian, pizza, woo! I'm Jewish, bagels, ah! I'm Italian and Jewish, pizza, bagels, ah! Now I will say this, there was another kid of diversity in our class, and this is very important to the story. His name was Rajiv Patel, and that's important because his last name starts with the letter P. He was going Thursday. I got to see what happened to poor little Rajiv to prepare me for my day on Friday. And don't get uncomfortable, relax, he's not here. So he gets up there, he does his presentation, he's from India. Boom, beautiful presentation, he shows us everything about the history and everything that's there. And then he whips out the Indian food. And let me say this, Indian food is delicious as an adult. You ever look at it through kids' eyes? As soon as he whipped it out, the kids just started making fun of him. He opens up the Tupperware like, ew, Rajiv, it smells like farts. Oh, did your mom chew it up and spit it back out into the Tupperware? And poor little Rajiv, he just starts crying in front of the class. Yeah, he picked up the naan and he wiped the tears, and I saw this and I was like, oh boy, I better be ready for my day tomorrow. So I run home. I corner my mother. She's Guatemalan. I say, Mom, I got the presentation. What are we doing for food? She's like, what about tamales? I was like, are you out of your mind, right? And I know, tamales, delicious, but remember, this is a classroom full of little white kids. I can't show up with food wrapped in leaves, okay? They're gonna make fun of me as soon as they see, Erik can't afford foil, leaves. Nope. I was like, what else you got? Let's keep it simple. Simple? Okay, mijo, what about chorizo? Now, second grade, I can't show up with food that's shaped funny, if you know what, but you can't tell your mother that, so I don't know, Mom, it's not appropriate. Why is chorizo not appropriate? Like she's baiting me. She knows, but she wants me to say, cochino, why is it not appropriate? No, what else you got? So we go through a list, and finally she lands on a dish, they're dobladas, right? And the best way, if you don't know what they are, they're like empanadas, right? And in my head, I was like, oh, I think I could get these by the class kids. All right, cool, let's do that. So I go to school the next day, I'm excited. I do my presentation in Guatemala. I talk about the country. We got a volcano with a lake. Man, I just show the Mayan ruins, and everyone's excited. And then I whip out the food, and I could see the confused looks on these little white kids' faces. They're like, what's this? And I was like, oh, Hot Pockets. They're like, whoa, we love Hot Pockets! White kids love Hot Pockets. Ah! And everything's going good. I'm feeling Guatemalan pride until there's one kid, and I'll never forget his name, Anthony Paluccio, right? Find him on Instagram, tell him off. Listen, he goes, what are you again? I was like, and with pride, I was like, I'm Guatemalan. He's like, Erik's a watermelon. And I cried, and Rajiv wiped my tears with the naan, and we were best friends. All right, you guys ready to keep this going? No, you can do better than that, LULAC. You guys ready for more? Coming to the stage, I've got the honor of presenting this person. They are the CEO and president of the Common Cause. Big round of applause for Virginia Kase Solomon, everybody.
So sorry, I'm walking a little slow because I hurt my back. And I'm a viejita now, I've just found out, because once somebody told me that when you turn 50, you're in the freshman class of old people, so apparently I've joined the freshman class of old people. But greetings to LULAC. I just want to, before we get started, talk about these awardees. The amazing work that people are doing. I have the privilege of knowing Angelica Salas because we worked on immigration reform many, many years ago. And I was organizing day laborers in Maryland, and she has been out here in California doing this work. This is not new work for her. This didn't just start. Angelica, thank you so much. I love you for everything that you have done for the community. And Norm Eisen, who has been defending people, Becky Pringle, who has been standing up for education, so many amazing people. And I'm gonna start real quick with a story about solidarity, because my mom is she passed away in January, a proud Puerto Rican woman. And the first time I went to vote, it was very, very important for my mom that she took us. It was a rite of passage. She said, for me, voting is the most important thing you can do. And the reason is because if you're from Puerto Rico, you know that you don't really have a vote for president. We are still colonized. And she told me, and I said, Mom, I don't know, I don't like any of the people. And she said, how dare you? She said, not only are you voting for every person on the island who doesn't have a vote, but you're voting for every undocumented person in this country who is Latino who does not have a voice. And that is the first time that I ever really understood what solidarity was. That sometimes solidarity is not only standing up for yourself, but for every single person who does not have a voice. And so every single honoree here tonight, I stand in solidarity with you. And for every person in this room, I stand in solidarity with you. I see you. And I'm just so excited to be able to be here. And Juan and Roman, thank you for inviting me to be able to be part of this organization and the incredible work that you're doing. This year, LULAC has done probably more than most organizations have done in years. You've not only worked hard on doubling down on protecting immigrant rights and the community from discrimination and hate, you've litigated on behalf of those who feel voiceless and powerless, even in the face of what feels like losing battles, because we haven't won all of these fights, y'all. You've answered the call with courage and conviction, and it has not been easy. You're engaging in what I like to describe as defiant optimism. It's when things feel like they can't get any worse that you say, we are going to double down on this fight for justice. Defiant optimism is not allowing those who refuse to see your value or your humanity take away your dignity or your hope. Defiant optimism is being here in this room, in this moment with joy, knowing that better days will come if we work together in solidarity. And it's also about putting everything on the line and understanding what you will risk to win this fight. And that's what LULAC does. It's great to have programs and presentations, but the work happens here every single day with every one of you. To continue to grow and be a fighter for the Latino community for generations to come. So what I'm going to ask all of you tonight as I bring you greetings from my organization, and I should be asking you to become a member of Common Cause, but tonight I'm asking you to make sure that you each reach out and ask somebody to become a member of LULAC. This organization cannot stand on its own. To become engaged in the fight for freedom and liberation for Latino people here in the United States, to take our rightful place in every part of our society, and to collectively own our power, juntos, together. So I'm going to end with a little chant because I think we need to be reminded of something. El pueblo unidos jamás será vendido. I want to hear you say it. El pueblo. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Together we will win. Go away today, go away tomorrow, and remind yourselves that we are stronger than those who try to attack us. And bring other people into this, because this fight today, tomorrow, in the future, no matter what happens, we will win. Thank you all.
Good evening. So, I had the privilege months ago to meet an amazing human. We'd never met. His name is Juan. And I want to thank you tonight, Juan, for bringing LULAC into my life and me representing LULAC. I'm second generation. And I've aspired in this great country, and the contract's been broken for all of us today. It's time to bring it back. And today I was inspired. I was in Altadena with Tiffany Haddish. And we opened up the Super King Market, and we didn't have 20 people come for food today. We had hundreds and hundreds of people come for food today, and we sponsored that, $100,000 worth of food in 6 hours. And as some of you may know, I've done Undercover Boss more than anyone else. I'm reality TV. You never know what's coming out of my mouth. And Juan's freaking out right now going, please no. 2 minutes, right? But I listened, and we do have an affordability crisis. And unfortunately, we didn't fight hard enough this last election, because what has been elected has forgotten us, the customer of America. We are customers. We do not work for him, he works for us. Now, do we have the courage to fight? Tenemos el valor. Do we have it? We need sane and humane immigration. Basta. Are we going to fight? I want to hear you. Do we have the courage? Let me hear you. We have the courage. Juntos, adelante si se puede. That was under 2 minutes.
All right, to continue with the presidential awards, please welcome back Roman Palomares, everybody.
And for our next awardee from California, David Huerta, President of SEIU California. He leads one of the state's most powerful labor organizations, representing workers across a wide range of industries, honored by the Obama administration as a champion of change. He has created groundbreaking immigrant integration programs that include citizenship and English classes for union members. His courage was on full display when he was arrested just recently during a nice protest in defense of immigrant workers here in California and Los Angeles, a moment that became a national rallying cry, uniting labor and immigrant rights. So accepting his award is his brother, Marcos Huerta.
Buenas noches. Thank you, Mr. Palomares. He is my brother, Mr. Huerta, but a brother in labor, a brother in union. It is an honor to stand here today, but I can't help to see, as you look around you, the protection of our brothers and sisters of raza, of Latinos throughout America are sitting right here today. LULAC is something to be proud of since 1929. Here we are in 2025, Although we want to be proud of it, it is a shame on America that we're still having to describe and explain who the hell we are. We are America. We are the definition of inmigrantes. We serve you. Our brothers and sisters served you today and every day. We move. We stimulate the economy to the tune of taxes of billions and billions to which our brothers and sisters don't get in return. It is an honor to accept this award of Mr. Huerta, who right now doesn't know his fate because of the courts, because he stood to fight for all of us. So thank you again. Let's fight so when we walk out that door, we will be representing someone else who's fighting to be who they are, and that is Latino Americans right here. Thank you.
Okay, our next awardee, I have the pleasure of saying that when I go to Washington, D.C., get the opportunity to have lunch with him every once in a while. Tonight, we are proud to honor Ambassador Retired Norm Eisen, co-founder and chair of Democracy Defenders, whose distinguished career in public service and law has made him one of our nation's foremost champions for justice and democratic integrity. A former U.S. ambassador to the Czech Republic, special counsel to President Barack Obama, and he was the ethics czar in the White House. Mr. Eisen has dedicated his life to upholding the rule of law and safeguarding democratic institutions at home and abroad. His support for LULAC, particularly in defending our rights in the courts, reflects his deep commitment to equality, fairness, and the protection of civil liberties for all Americans. Welcome, Norm.
Thank you, LULAC President Roman Palomares. I'll buy lunch next time after that introduction. I want to thank LULAC CEO Juan Proaño, such a tremendous fighter for the rights of Latino Americans and all Americans, and all the LULAC family and staff. The greatest award is the privilege of working with all of you every day. The award that I've been presented tonight, the Democracy Defender Award, I love that name. I'm not sure, because my organization is Democracy Defenders Action. I'm not sure if the award is named for the organization or the organization is named for the award. But with over 100 cases against the Trump administration, we are living up to our name. Many of the most important of those cases are ones where we have the honor of working with the Civil Rights Coalition to represent LULAC, to represent all of you. We started our work together, Juan and I, with a landmark report warning the country in 2024 that, as we've seen in other authoritarian regimes, there always must be a scapegoat or a target. And it's a big lie. And we titled that report La Gran Mentira, because it explained the ways that migrants, documented and otherwise, are being unfairly targeted. And we warned what could lie ahead. But we didn't only warn, we got ready. And when Donald Trump, on day one of his administration, signed an executive order tearing up the Constitution, which says all people born in the United States are citizens of the United States. And Donald Trump signed that wicked executive order to distinguish some babies born here are citizens, some not. We were ready with our wonderful friends at the ACLU. My colleague Cody Wapsie is here. We filed the very first lawsuit to strike down that executive order. We got a preliminary injunction blocking that executive order. And when the Supreme Court in the Kase case said, oh no nationwide injunctions in a series of appeals involving birthright citizenship, we were the very first to go to court. In 2 hours, we were back on file. They said you need to do a class action. We did a class action. The class was certified 10 days later. We got another injunction. And the very first in the country, and that protected the right of every baby born here to the precious gift of American citizenship. But Juan, as you know, there's much more. I talk to Juan every day, sometimes many times a day, in regards to, Virginia saying to him, oh, you poor man, you poor man. Because LULAC has such a central leadership position in fighting for the rights of Latino Americans, for all Americans, for our Constitution, for the vision of America, the idea of America. Donald Trump, I'll give you another example. Donald Trump wasn't satisfied just to attack the babies. La gran mentira, another lie that migrants, undocumented migrants are voting in our elections. It's nonsense. He issued an executive order on elections. And you know what that executive order did? It advantaged Donald Trump's voters to the disadvantage of those who oppose him, to the disadvantage of everybody here. Well, guess what we did again with our wonderful coalition? We went to court immediately. We filed the first case saying this is unconstitutional, and with LULAC in the lead and with our wonderful partners once again, we got that executive order blocked with a preliminary injunction. And that landmark case, do you know the name of that case that people will be reading for decades and centuries to come as a hallmark of pushing back this authoritarian regime? We're so proud. LULAC versus the president, versus the executive office of the president. He tried another La Gran Mentira, and he lost again, thanks to LULAC's leadership. So is it any wonder that LULAC is my favorite client? But shh, don't tell the clients in those other 100 cases, please. I should say 102, because just between the time when I arrived here in Long Beach and giving this remark, we have 2 new cases that we're working on. We're gonna stop that racially discriminatory gerrymander in Texas. They're taking votes away from black and brown people. And the census, la gran mentira. Why does Donald Trump want to have a new census? Because he wants to shrink the congressional districts that a census gives rise to steal more votes, just like he's doing so openly in Texas. So we've taken on that case as well, very proudly, working with LULAC. Now, I asked you not to tell the other clients that you're my favorite, but I do want to tell you something, one last thing before I leave this stage. I want to say why I fight La Gran Mentira. I know the harm that this big lie can do, because my parents came to this country as a Holocaust refugee and a Holocaust survivor in Los Angeles, just down the 405 from here where I grew up. My dad arrived in 1940, and he was an undocumented migrant to this country. He fought in the US military to earn his citizenship. When my mom came to this land several years later, she spoke no English. And she felt she came to America because we have, as General Torres said on our panel earlier today, we have no official language in this country, and she was welcome to this country. When they came to the United States, came to California, they told me those signs you were referring to, Juan, it says no Mexicans and no Jews. It was the 1940s version of La Gran Mentira. And that is the same fight they taught me. That is the same fight that we are in here today. That is the reason that I fight the big lie. I wish my parents were still living and could be here to share the Democracy Defender Award of LULAC and to share this evening with us. If they were here, I would also share something with them that I have learned in fighting side by side with Roman and Juan and all of you. Something I've learned in being welcomed to the LULAC family, that there's something even more powerful than La Gran Mentira, and that is La Gran Familia. I feel so fortunate to be part of that LULAC family. And yo sé bien que juntos, como un gran familia, somos fuertes. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Gracias, mi LULAC familia, por este gran honor. Sí se puede.
Okay, moving on. I now have the honor of introducing a young gentleman that I met, I guess, about a year and a half ago. This gentleman is amazing with what he does. The other day, we put together a petition. We talked about it, and he says, let me just roll it out for you. Let's see how many folks we can get to sign this petition. Within 3 or 4 days, I think it was about 4 days, we had 175,000 people sign that petition. Okay. This gentleman's name is Carlos Espina. He's a lawyer and a powerful social media advocate whose influence reaches millions across digital platforms. Known for his clarity, charisma, and commitment to justice, he uses his voice to educate, engage, and mobilize communities on critical issues of law and equity. His impact extends far beyond the courtroom, shaping national conversations and inspiring action at the grassroots levels. Please welcome Carlos Espina.
Buenas noches, mi gente, ¿cómo están? Well, for the record, I didn't know I had to give a speech after getting the award, so I've been writing it for like the last 20 minutes while everyone was speaking. So I hope it's good, and I hope you enjoy it. I made it focused for the young people in this room because I myself am also young. I'm only 26 years old. So aquí les va. Being here today is a full circle moment for me. You see, just 9 years ago, in 2016, when I was a senior in high school, I went to Washington, D.C. for the first time through LULAC's Washington Youth Leadership Seminar program. And if during that program you would have told me that one day I would be back at a LULAC event receiving this prestigious award and giving this speech, I wouldn't have believed it. But here I am, because in this life, and especially in this country, nothing is impossible. So tonight, I hope that my presence motivates you to think big. Realize that no matter how old you are, you can start changing the world right now. Many people will tell you that you're too young, that you lack experience, that you need to learn more about the world. And while that is true to a certain extent, because preparation is important, that doesn't mean you should limit yourself. You don't have to wait till you get old or you have a college degree or a good paying job to start creating change. You can do it along the way. All it takes is a little humanity and willingness to help. And if you are here, it's because you understand that. And I have no doubt that you have a lot to contribute to this world. In front of me, I have future lawyers, doctors, engineers, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs, and much, much more. We are the leaders of tomorrow. So I only ask that as you progress with your goals and reach high positions, you also look forward to ways that you can share your talents, passions, and abilities with others in our community. Support the less fortunate, advocate for the oppressed, defend the most vulnerable, help others progress with you. By doing this, you will realize that for everything you give, you will receive double in blessings. Como dicen, Dios te lo va a multiplicar. And in a short time, you will achieve much more than you can imagine, just as I have done. However, at the same time, throughout this journey, it is equally important to not forget how you got to where you are. Because while I don't know all of your personal stories, what I do know is that none of us got here alone. Behind each of us, there are people who have made great sacrifices to make sure we can be in rooms like this one. Sacrifices like abandoning everything in their home country to seek a better life here in the United States. Sacrifices like crossing the Arizona desert or the Texas brushland with only a gallon of water and a backpack full of dreams. Sacrifices like getting wet in the Rio Grande or crossing the Atlantic Ocean on a raft. Sacrifices like putting your house in a suitcase and getting on a plane and coming to this country and never looking back. Sacrifices like getting up at 5 a.m. every day in the morning, working from dawn to dusk so there can be food on the table. Sacrifices like coming home late every day, tired from work, and still finding a way to spend time with family. Sacrifices like adopting to a foreign country where you must struggle every day to be recognized as a human being. And while sometimes we may question if these sacrifices were worth it, let me tell you something. Tonight, this ceremony and everyone who is here is evidence that those sacrifices were worth it. That all that suffering, that anguish, and that struggle has a reward. Because us in this room, all of us, we are the embodiment of the American dream, the harvest of a seed that our parents and our grandparents planted and nurtured for many years. We are the new generation that will create a better future. Somos el sol que saldrá después de la tormenta. So enjoy this moment and continue to conquer the world. Don't limit yourselves and have confidence in your abilities, but always do it with the goal of helping others, and keep that in mind and never forget where we come from. Thank you, y que Dios los bendiga.
Okay, and for the last presidential award, as you saw on the film there, the band Osmatli. The iconic Los Angeles-born band has earned its place as a global cultural force with 3 Grammy Awards. They have fused Latin, hip-hop, funk, reggae, and more into a unique, vibrant sound that moves bodies and hearts. Appointed by the U.S. State Department as cultural ambassadors, they've toured the world, carrying messages of unity, justice, and joy across continents. The band stands as a testament to activism through artistry. and here to accept, on behalf of the band, Osmatli manager Damon Vaughn.
Good evening, everyone. Have you all heard of Ozo Motley before? My name's Damon Vaughn, and I am their manager. It's an honor to be here tonight. The fellas are actually out on tour. It's their 30th anniversary tour, the 30 Revolutions tour. Yeah, I'm on a text thread with them, and they were just asking where's dinner in the tour bus. So, 30 years of traveling the world, sharing their music, and it's an honor to be here, and I'm here to accept this prestigious award on their behalf. The boys actually put together a little video to say thank you. Check it out.
Hey LULAC, this is Uli from Ozo Motley. We are so honored to receive the LULAC Presidential Award.
Hey LULAC, this is Raul from Ozo Motley. Accepting this award has great meaning for us. It comes from the nation's largest and oldest Latino civil rights organization, 96 years strong.
Hey LULAC, this is Jiro from Ozo Motley. We're so sorry that we couldn't be in Long Beach with you all.
But we are on the road on the East Coast,
taking our music to the people. Like LULAC, Ozo Motley has always stood for equity, empowerment. For 30 years, our music has reflected our communities and America as a whole.
It's always been important for all of us in Ozo to use our platform to speak to the needs of our communities.
Whether it's supporting the farm workers
or raising our voices against immigrant injustices
that are occurring every day. No ice, baby.
To know that as we accept this award, our music will not stop, and our advocacy on behalf of what is just will not go away.
Will not go away.
Will not go away.
Will not go away.
Together, let's continue to fight for today
and for our future generations to come. Peace. Ozo Motley.
So with that, just want to say thank you to LULAC for having us. This just means a lot to us. And if any of you need tickets to any of the shows, just find me afterwards. I'll hook up some backstage passes. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, let's move the agenda here. And now for what we've been waiting for, these are the LULAC Community Awards. Here's where we select some folks in different areas of volunteerism, education, working in the community. So all of these are LULAC members throughout the United States that have been selected. I want to introduce the chair of the 2025 LULAC Community Awards from Houston, Texas, Rachel Ceballos.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? First, I'd like to thank President Palomares. Thank you for the honor of chairing this committee. He'll turn around sooner or later and say you're welcome. But also, thank you to my fellow committee members, Nikki, Caroline, and Alicia. Thank you so much. Now, on to the awards. Are we ready? Yes, I'm ready. All right. The Raymond Diaz Award for Education goes to Marie Corujedo from Miami, Florida. Please join us on stage. Thank you.
The Felix Tijerina Award for Service to the League goes to Dean Dawson from San Antonio, Texas. The first annual Andres Marcelo Arianes Civil Rights and Social Justice Award goes to Erik Cedillo from Dallas, Texas. The J.C. Martinez Award for Membership and Expansion goes to Richard Estrada, Tucson, Arizona. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Cesar Chavez Award for Leadership and Community Service, Maritza Estrella, the Bronx, New York. The Dr. Anita Del Rio Award for Leadership and Women Advocacy, Tonya Uranga, Long Beach, California. The Senior Award given by the Elderly VP goes to Madi Mir, AKA Pee Wee El Paso.
El Paso is in the house.
The Crescencio Padilla Award for Volunteerism, Hilda Duarte, Dallas, Texas. Oh, she's coming this way too. The award for Man of the Year is awarded to Erik Aguilar, Council 4655, Brazos Sports, Texas. The award for Woman of the Year goes to Emma Acosta, Council 22269, El Paso, Texas. And the final award of the evening, Council of the Year, is awarded to Council 151, Galveston, Texas. And that concludes my moment in the spotlight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you to Rachel and her committee. Is Elida Martinez, our Vice President for Young Adults, in the house? I'd like for you to come up. Last night we had the Young Adult and Youth Banquet last night, and they gave awards out. And I'd like for her, if they're in the house, to maybe bring them up and recognize them, and just, I'd like to take a group photo with them.
Good evening, everybody. Let's try that one more time. I know it's the end of the night, but good evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us today on this wonderful night full of celebrations. If I haven't had the distinct honor of meeting you all, my name is Elida Martinez, and I had the pleasure of serving as the National Vice President for Young Adults this last year. For those who don't know about the Young Adult Initiatives, it is LULACers ages 18 to 29 across the country in over 35 states that are doing the good work, and they're fighting the good fight every single day, not just at their university campuses, but in their respective communities. So I just want to take a couple of minutes to highlight our recipients from last night. And when I call the recipients, if y'all can please come up, feel free to hold your applause till the end, so we just do one big round of applause. But I'd like to recognize our, I'll go ahead and start with our Council of the Year. For Council of the Year, we have Texas A&M LULAC from College Station, Texas. If we can have the membership come up, please. This council has also won a Membership Award of the Year. They have raised their council number from 35 to about 60 or 70 members in just 1 year, almost a 70% growth, and it's been incredible to see the amount of work and mentorship programs that they have established at their institution. So let's give Texas A&M a big round of applause, please. For our Young Man of the Year award, we have Alejandro Tames from the University of Texas at Arlington. Please come up, Alejandro. And he's done incredible work at his institution, representing the UT system and being part of several student organizations while on campus. So thank you, Alejandro, for being with us tonight. And last but not least, we have our Rising Star Award. It was given to Natalia Patricio. She made history by being the youngest chief of staff in the state of Texas for LULAC. And she has just done incredible work, and she's on her way to graduate school next month already. So give her one big round of applause, please. So again, just to highlight, this is just a small glimpse of what we do with the young adults here at LULAC. We thank you all for your continued support. Thank you all for being here so much. And we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at the General Assembly. And I'll turn it back to Mr. Palomares. Thank you.
So we can't leave yet, right? Now we go to the youth. Now, what I'd like to do is, where's Anna Coca, our National Vice President for Youth? Anna, are you in the house? Anna would like to introduce the new, they just had elections. Ours are tomorrow. No, so the youth just had elections. She wants to introduce her new National Youth Board for LULAC. Okay. Okay, Anna, bring them on up.
Buenas noches, good evening. Very quickly, any of the high school board, if you're still here, come on up, you know who you are. Some of our other students are on their way because they have to leave on the bus at 4 in the morning. So some of the kids already started to go and start packing. But all, the ones who are still here, come on over, everybody. We have a wonderful board. They'll be serving for you for the next 1 year. Presidente, do you need, just very quickly, your name, Presidente.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sebastian Sanchez. I'm an upcoming junior at Thomas Jefferson in Dallas. And I'll be the president for the National Youth Council.
Name and your position.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Efra Morales, and I am the VP for the LGBTQIA.
Name and position.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Maria Estrada for Wilmer Hutchins High School, the new National Young Adult VP.
Hello, good evening. My name is Princesa Aguirre. I am from Sunset High School, and now I am the National Youth Vice President.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leslie Altamirano. I am the new National Youth Chaplain.
And you're from what state?
I'm from Texas, Sunset High School.
Gracias. Okay. Say your state, okay?
Hello, my name is Eva. I'm from Texas. Sorry. And I'm the new, what am I?
Yes. You're good.
National Treasure.
Tesorera. Money.
Hello, my name is Amy Chavez. I'm from Texas, and I'm the new National Youth Vice President of Southwest.
The Southwest. Mancera. Okay, Southwest.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Valentina De La Rocha, and I am the new Vice President for the Northeast, and I'm from Boston.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Good evening. My name is Eva Cortez. I'm from Union High School from Washington, Vancouver, and I'm very honored to be your National Women's Vice President for the youth.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Sasha Fado. I'm from Washington. I attend Union High School, and I am Vice President for the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. Teacher voice.
I'm Jasmine Salinas. I'm the Sergeant of Arms of...
Sergeant of Arms. AnaTapia. Gracias. Come forward. Thank you. They're very excited to serve as your new Youth National Board.
Time to go to bed. So just a couple of quick announcements, okay? A couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, we're going to kick off breakfast. And right after the breakfast, we go into elections, okay? So we'll be going into the 2025 elections for new officers around the country. So with that, if there's no other questions,